Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's your man Prime Time, and you already know you're on Prime Time Talk TV. And yeah, I'm back at you with another good video, and you already know the routine. Once you enter my house, wipe your feet off, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and smash the bell icon so you can be notified the next time I drop these next latest and greatest videos like these. Oh man, let's go ahead and jump on into this video, shall we? How about that David Benavidez versus David Lemieux? Man, you know, I knew what that fight was going to be like. I had already kind of predicted that it was going to be a quick stoppage. Between the, I think I said before the fourth round, it would be over. It won't go past 4 rounds. And I knew that definitely. But what I didn't know is how everybody would react, because it's only a few people that David Benavidez has been calling out, and one of them, the main name, was Canelo. Everybody been calling out Canelo to fight David Benavidez for years, but if you remember and recall, Canelo kind of put out a disclaimer to nullify David Benavidez for even calling him out. He said that basically he wasn't going to fight any other Mexicans. He didn't like to fight his brothers and yada, yada, yada. Well, David Benavidez ain't trying to hear that. He won't trying to hear that. He's been calling him out for years. His trainer, his dad, everybody been calling this guy out. And at the end of his fight, his coach, his trainer, he basically said, we're done. He said, there's no need for y'all asking for that fight again. It's not going to happen. Canelo does not want to fight David Benavidez. He's too big. He's too strong. And after the performance of David Lemieux, he pretty much kind of reiterated that is the reason why Canelo won't make this fight. He said the 3 people that, David Benavidez should fight, and that we have a short list for, he kind of listed his list of people that David Benavidez should fight. And of course, after the fight, he called out Charlo. He called him a biatch. And he called out Caleb Plant. Honestly, I don't see Caleb Plant taking this fight unless it's a big payday, unless PBC can put up some big numbers for him, because he just won $10 million from fighting Canelo, and I don't know if he's really in the mix of taking a payday for another loss again. If they throw him another 10, who knows? But and they also named Morel as well as one of the people that he could fight in that 3-name list. And look, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I like David Benavidez. He had some stuff, back in the day about, using controlled substance. He got caught for that, and then he missed weight. So he lost his belt, based upon his unprofessionalism, if you want to keep it a buck. So all the calling, the bees and all that, I mean, to get respect, you got to earn respect. And you ain't earned no respect, especially by, where you coming from with it. It was good to see Phoenix packed out, though. That lets you know the Phoenix sports fans are in that area, and they've been, I think it was like, 40 years, 30 years, 40 years, the last time they had a boxing match in that arena or whatnot. So, hey, it could be, that new stomping ground for fights again. It was definitely good to see David Benavidez with a packed out crowd like that. But, they sticking to their thing. They saying, David Benavidez, he wants all the smoke at super middleweight. You know? And I do understand it is hard for guys to get fights, especially that tall, that big. You know, Mike Tyson coined him as the Mexican monster. And rightly so. You know, I think I would love, which I know it wouldn't happen in a perfect world, but I would love to see Fowler versus David Benavidez. Just because them guys are so freaking tall, man. They're freakishly tall. And, you know, of course, I know that Fowler is not the right weight class. But he could move up. He could gain weight because that frame of his needs some weight on it. Because he look like if he leaned over, man, he break something. So, you know, but, you know, I really like those guys. I like the way boxing is set up right now. But on to other things about David Benavidez. You know, someone, interviewer ran into Antonio Tarver. And y'all remember Antonio Tarver, don't you? The guy that beat Roy Jones. You know, the 45-year-old Tarver has posted at 36 career record with 21 knockouts per boxrec.com, and has held the IBF, WBC, WBA, and Ring Magazine light heavyweight titles at various stages throughout his career. And basically, he had a little bit to say about Canelo and David Benavidez. He was basically saying, you know, everybody was like, oh, Canelo's scared of David Benavidez and he afraid to fight that Mexican monster. He was like, I doubt it. He said, you know, style make fights. And he said, if you look at it, he said, Bivol is bigger, you know, and fundamentally sound. David Benavidez is not that fundamentally sound. He comes in, he moves forward. But he was like, you know, basically with the angles that Canelo can pose that David Benavidez really hasn't shown, he probably would get David Benavidez out of there. He probably would knock him out. You know? And of course, you know, you listen to, you know, Tarver comments, and I mean, you can take it into account. He's a former champion. He know what he's talking about. He know the business. He know the ring. I kind of lean towards what he's saying a little bit. I think the David Benavidez would probably be a better matchup for him than a Bivol. Bivol was very fundamentally sound. He was patient. He was tactical. And he knew exactly what he wanted to do in there. And he did it. He stayed behind that 1-2 all night long, and he led with it. And honestly, if you look at it, Canelo really didn't get off a solid jab at all in that fight. He didn't get none of those head-snapping jabs back to make Bivol respect him. Now, with David Benavidez, a moving forward type of fighter, you know, I could see Canelo pivoting at angles and hitting them with hooks, things of that nature, catching them. But, of course, he's a tall fighter as well, so, you know, that could pose some problems as well. But, you know, I get what Antonio Tarver is saying here, but I don't know if Canelo really has that in him now. I think Canelo is just chasing after, you know, the belts. I think he's like the belt collector right now. You know, you got Errol Spence, the eye collector. You got Canelo, the belt collector. So, you know, you got some different collectors out here. Oh, man. But, hey, I don't know what the future holds for David Benavidez, but I do know he's with PBC, so PBC has a lot of fighters over there, and they're going to always get him fights. I do believe that. The bad thing about it is I don't know if he's going to get the fights that he's actually looking for. Now, I can see him line himself up with a Morel, but getting a Charlo, I don't see that. I don't think Charlo even want any parts of that. And you know, another thing is Charlo is looking for bigger and better as far as what else can he acquire. So a lot of fighters don't want to have a bunch of risk and no reward. which beating a David Benavidez would do billions for his career. You know, we don't know what will be his next fight. So we're going to stay tuned with that. I'm going to keep you update with that and everything. So you already know the routine. You know, look, subscribe to the channel. That way you can stay in touch with me and how I bring it to you. I bring it to you entertaining. I bring it to you quick as possible. I try not to take all your life up. So you already know the routine. When you leave my house, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, smash the bell icon so you can be notified the next time I drop these next latest and greatest videos here on Primetime Talk TV. And I'm on social media everywhere. And definitely go to the website at primetimetalktv.com and copy you some merch. All right, y'all. Peace, love, fam. I'm out.